Hello everyone, welcome to this broadcast of girls varsity basketball on the Northstar Network. Tonight, it's the Cicero-North Syracuse Northstars sitting 3-2 and 2-0 in SCAC Metro, taking on the Nottingham Bulldogs, sitting at 6-1 and 1-0 in SCAC Metro. I'm Killian Heffron, joined alongside by Ethan Hanson. And Ethan, Nottingham been dominant defensively so far during their games so far this season. What do you think the Northstars have to do to break through that defense?
Yeah, I mean, not many teams have been able to do it. Nottingham does have that one loss, though, but even that was a little low scoring. I haven't really seen much of Nottingham this year, so I haven't really been able to see much, but I just think they're going to have to really work on getting a lot of ball movement, and that's really the best way to get open in basketball.
Well, we've seen CNS this year falling earlier on in the year against Bishop Ludden / Bishop Grimes, and also against Syesset. We will take a brief break here while they do starting lineups and the national anthem. We will be back in a moment here on the Northstar Network. Do not go anywhere. Put your headsets up against We welcome you back here onto the Northstar Network. Following that presentation of the starting lineup, CNS in their home white, Nottingham in their road orange. And Ethan, this promises to be a defensive battle.
Yeah, both teams have played great defense all year. Even in all three of these teams' losses, they've all been relatively low scoring. So I wouldn't expect a lot of offense tonight, but maybe these two teams are good enough that they can put up some points.
Waiting on the North Stars to break the huddle. Head coach Rob Seichin giving some last words of advice to his team. Opening tip-off set to go. Kyla Bednar in there for CNS, matched up against Justice Moore for Nottingham. Officials getting the all clear from the clock operator, and we are underway. Bednar wins the tip-off over to Wirtz, who brings it forward. Here's Wirtz, looks around, over to Benedict. Benedict, hands over to Rumble. Rumble, back to Benedict. Benedict, a deep three, and that one goes off the outside of the rim and out. And this will bounce out of bounds off of a Nottingham player that hit number 4, Sky Pratt. And so the North Stars here will get to inbound this ball.
You can already see the Nottingham defense, just why they're so strong. You can see they play a zone, a 3-2 zone it looks like, and they close out really fast almost every time a pass is thrown.
Yeah, like you said there, I mean, when Bednar took that shot, there just really was not much time for her. She had to get that off quick. As Wirtz hands this over to Rumble. Rumble to Bednar. Bednar down low. Back to Rumble, who puts up a three. That one does not go. Held in at the last second by Wirtz, who went flying into the wall.
And they didn't make the shot, but that's how you attack a zone. You either find this opening in the middle or you drive and kick it back out, as usually you're going to get covered if you drive in a zone defense.
That one will deflect off of a North Star, and so Nottingham to inbound it. It's Kylie Cooper, the senior. Cooper looking for number 32, Justice Moore. It was picked off by Benedict, but in the scramble that ensued, Moore grabbed it afterwards. And so it'll stay with Nottingham. Still yet to have our first points of this one. Just about 47 seconds into this matchup.
Already starting to see how physical both of these defenses are. Both of the CNS shots were highly contested, and then you get the ball on the ground and bodies on the floor on the other end.
Officials there making sure they're on the same page. Cooper once again to inbound for the Bulldogs. She'll look. And that shot there from Esho goes up and out. North Stars will continue to have to defend this, but Nottingham unable to get anything through so far. Once again, Cooper to inbound. She finds Moore. Moore, a mid-range jumper, puts that one up off the rim a couple of times and out. Nasser's played on the other side there. Shot got deflected. It will get a foul here on the play.
And so far early on, rebounding has been a problem for CNS. Already giving up a couple offensive rebounds to Nottingham. You can't do that against a team as strong as Nottingham has been all year.
Coach Seichin does not agree with the call, but nevertheless, North Stars pick up their first foul of this game. And once again, Cooper to inbound. North Stars been trapped in their own end here for a good 45 seconds of game time. We'll get some whistles here. North Stars to take possession. Bednar to inbound. Gives up to Rumble, and Rumble carries it forward. Rumble over to Bednar. Back to Rumble. Down low. That's Kylie Stockton. And here's Wirtz with it. Wirtz looking, Rumble. Back to Stockton, over to Benedict. Tries to drive. And got caught on the way in there. Coach Seichin wants a foul. Comes back the other direction.
Both of these defenses have looked really physical so far, as we were expecting.
Yeah, there's some more physicality right there for CNS. It'll stay with Nottingham. Still no points scored in this game. Physical game. Both the coaches of these squads not happy with some of the calls made early on here. We'll get a whistle as that's deflected back out of bounds by Bednar. Very slowly progressing game so far. Both these teams just trying to find an identity against the physical play. that both these defenses are showing so far. Inbounded. Here's Cooper. Cooper gives it over to Kimura Woods. Woods back to Cooper. Down low, battle for it. And we'll get a whistle here. And it'll stay with, or no, it'll go to CNS. So here's Bednar on the inbound. As Rumble as the immediate option. And we'll elect to take that. Rumble brings it up in the half court. Northstar is trying to set up some offense. Rumble finds Bednar. Bednar drives in, hits Benedict. Benedict makes a move. Trying to find space, gives over to Rumble. Rumble back to Benedict. Benedict marching in and got the shot off, but nothing going there. Here's Stockton, handed over to Bednar, who drains a long-range two, and North Stars take the lead.
Yeah, and when you get an offensive rebound against a defense like that, it's a lot harder for a zone to cover someone that's already inside.
Here's Wards driving in, and we'll get a foul here against Nottingham.
Both teams have been very physical on both ends, on defense and on offense, as you see both teams already getting a few offensive rebounds as well.
Meadow Wirtz here to shoot two. First shot is up and good. North Stars early on in this game, obviously physicality has been big on both sides, but CNS been able to get the slight edge here early on, as that rebound was nearly won by Benedict, but it took a bad bounce and went over to Sky Pratt. Pratt hands it over to Kimura Woods. Woods gives it up to Kylie Cooper. Cooper over to Justice Moore. Moore puts one up, and that's in, 3-2.
And that was a nice physical shot, got it inside, and then just used the size to her advantage and just shot it right over the top of CNS there.
Bednar over the Rumble. Back to Bednar. Down low, here's Kylie Stockton. Back to Bednar. Finds Wirtz, and that was gonna just trickle back out to Bednar. Over to Benedict. Benedict looking to find an option, ends up finding her teammate. This has popped up. Here's Wirtz, tries to step in, gives it over. A shot with the shot clock expiring does not go from Stockton, and Nottingham takes it the other way. Woods brings it in, loses possession of it, able to barely save it, but now a swarm of North Stars on her. And we'll get a timeout here. I believe it's going to be called by Nottingham, waiting for a confirmation. Very low scoring as we were expecting, Ethan.
Yeah, it's definitely been even a little lower than I would have thought, but both teams have just been very physical on both sides, but I think the game has kind of slowed down for both teams, and both teams are looking for a spark and they're trying to speed it up on offense.
And we'll see what Coach Seitchen draws up here for CNS. But Nottingham early on, they've had their chances, got one to drain through already, but definitely some missed opportunities, you would say, especially with all of the offensive pressure they had early on there, where they just kept getting the ball back in their possessions, inbounding, and eventually just were unable to.
Yeah, both teams have been getting the ball inside, but then you see the defenses have closed in really quickly, or they just haven't been able to get something going. You've seen a few passes for CNS inside that were just either bobbled or just not clean. That would have been easy shots, and then you see the same thing for Nottingham over here in the corner with needing to take the timeout there.
Nottingham with the full timeout, so it'll be North Star ball, I believe. Or no, it'll be Nottingham ball. No substitutions for CNS. And so it'll be Kimura Woods, the sophomore, with 175 points already on a year. And they ended up just having Cooper inbound it, but Woods been a big impact player so far, and it'll stay here with Nottingham on the deflection by Wirtz out of bounds.
Yeah, the way this game is going, if she can get hot, it'll be hard for the North Stars to keep up offensively, but both teams have just been looking for a spark.
And they were looking for her there, but that one got deflected out of bounds, and it'll stay with Nottingham. So very similar to what we saw at the beginning of this game, where the Bulldogs are just constantly getting opportunities to inbound the ball, and the North Stars are just knocking it back out, but they're not able to take possession away from the Bulldogs, and so it's just kind of the stalemate.
Yeah, both teams have been very, very sloppy on offense so far. As you see, they had problems getting the inbound in there, too.
Here's Sky Pratt with it, and North Stars are going to try to get in to take that one away, and they will. And a bit of a disagreement here between the officials on whose ball it is.
I think they're trying to figure out who has possession, but it is Nottingham. The arrow is over on their side, so this should go back to Nottingham.
Yeah, it looks like the back official was motioning that was CNS possession, which caused quite a bit of confusion as the possession arrow favored the Bulldogs there. And the back official was indicating it was North Star ball. Here's a shot put up. That one deflects off the rim and out. Trying to get to that was Wirtz, was unable to. This gets sent over. Here's Kimura Woods. Drives on in, floats one up, and gets it to go. And Nottingham takes the lead.
Yeah, and that was a really physical play, as we've just seen on offense. A little bit undersized there, but just takes all the contact and just gets an easy layup.
Now the other way, here comes Sky Pratt. Pratt breaks on in, dishes it over. That one was put up, it was blocked. Now the secondary attempt from Zanaya Esho did not go. North Stars pick up a shooting foul, and so it'll be
Nottingham has definitely started to pick up the pace on offense, and I think that's what they want to happen so far, as you can see them actively trying to speed it up.
First shot is up and good. That's Zanaya Esho in there shooting the free throws for this Nottingham squad. First one was good, makes it 5-3. Second one is off the back rim, takes a couple more bounces, and then it's recovered by Avery Rumble. Rumble brings it up the court, finds Benedict. Down to Stockton, Benedict. Over, here's Bednar. Gives it over to Wirtz. Wirtz, turning, finds Rumble. Rumble looking for an option, and it bounces off of a Nottingham player's leg.
Looks like we're going to get a foul call here. Not sure for what.
Yeah, we'll wait to see. We'll wait for the announcement from P announcer Daryl White, but
they got it in pretty quick, so I don't think we're ever going to hear, but
driving the hoop there was Wirtz. And there'll be a foul against Nottingham. That'll bring her to the line for two.
Sounds like they're going to call it calling it on the floor. If it had been a shooting foul, it would have been an and one.
That one's put up, and that one's knocked down there by Wirtz, able to get around the defender and put that one home.
But you've seen the North Stars are trying to attack the Nottingham zone. They just so far haven't been able to do so, but that time they got an open pass inside.
Here's Justice Moore, puts that one up. That one didn't go. Second attempt also does not go, and it's picked up by Kylie Cooper. Cooper passed it over, and we get whistles here. And there's an injured North Star. That's Kyla Bednar, who's going to come off limping. And so that was the reason for the stoppage. Nottingham should keep possession here, but North Stars might have gotten a little of a break. They were kind of just running around there. We're beginning to chase that play a little bit. Here's Pratt. Walks down to the outside. That's deflected out of bounds by Wirtz. It'll stay with Nottingham. And Cooper to inbound it, as normal. Or not. No, they're going to have Kimura Woods inbound this one.
CNS has defended the inbounds really well so far.
That one early went home off the shot there from Justice Moore, able to use her height to get that shot off, but was unable to get it to go. Here's Elise Cook. Rumble. Down low. Stockton shoots for a three, and she gets it. Kylie Stockton knocks down the three.
And that was perfect offense against a 3-2 zone like Nottingham is playing. You get the pass inside. If it's not open, you kick it back out, and it's almost always going to be wide open.
And the North Stars left a Bulldog wide open down low. That was Zanaya Esho who got open. And this is stolen. It's a 3-on-0. And the easy layup there from Sky Pratt brings us back within 1.
But then right after that, you see the sloppiness on both sides as both teams' turnovers back-to-back turns into an easy shot for Nottingham.
Here's Rumble, gives it over to Wirtz, who drives in, and her attempt did not go. And Nottingham will pick up a foul.
And the speed of this game is starting to pick up as the offenses are starting to figure it out a little bit. We'll see if that'll carry on in the second quarter.
Never these teams able to get any separation. 1 point game. We've had multiple lead changes already. This is handed over to Wirtz. Wirtz will drive on in. Puts one up and a foul against Nottingham. And Wirtz will head to the line. So there's Zanai Esco who will pick up that one. And so Wirtz to shoot 2. Can extend this to a 3-point lead and knocks down our first one. Wirtz's second shot is up, and it is also good. So that'll make it a 3-point game. Northstar's biggest advantage they've seen all day. This is brought in here by Nottingham. It's Kimura Woods. Woods loses possession, and now Northstars move up on a break. This is over, and it's put up by Rumble, and she knocks that one down to make it 12-7.
And that one was a perfect example of using your defense as offense. You get the steal, outnumber them in transition, and get an easy layup.
And that one was put up by Moore, but she couldn't get it to go. And now a foul against Nottingham. Zanai Esco picks up another one there.
And that's going to be the 5th foul, so the Northstars are shooting for the rest of the quarter.
A bit of undisciplined play early on here by Nottingham.
Yeah, the sloppiness is starting to carry over on both sides now. So they've picked up a few cheap fouls, and now you're giving the Northstars free shots.
The shot from Benedict is good. Knocks down her first one, extends the lead to 6, looking to extend it to 7 here of her second shot. And that one is also good. That one didn't even touch the rim. That'll make it 14-7. Northstars by far biggest advantage they've seen all day. This is brought forward. Here's Kimura Woods driving in. And you can hear Coach Seichin there yelling at his team to cut her off, and they were able to. This brings him forward. Here's Rumble. Over to Cook. Cook puts it up. It dances on the rim for a second. That's a great recovery there by Cook. Stockton, back to Cook. Over to Wirtz. Back to Cook. Cook drives, looking down low. Benedict puts up the 3. It's off the rim and out. Northstars trying to rebound it. It was in Wirtz's hands, but it kind of just slipped out, and Nottingham falls on the ball.
And now you see the physicality again. That's going to give the ball back to the Northstars, and the Nottingham defense is starting to be figured out a little bit here as CNS has actually put up a reasonable amount of points now in this first quarter.
Yeah, possession arrow favoring CNS right now, so that'll work in handy for them. But what a great recovery there by Elise Cook earlier on to actually get that ball over to Stockton to start that play. We'll get a foul here against, I believe it's going to be on Metal Wirtz here for CNS, so they'll get possession right back to Nottingham. 35.4 left to go in this first quarter. CNS leading by 7. Inbounded to Pratt, and here we go. Pratt working up into half court, looking, and it's stolen away by the Northstars, and we get a whistle. Avery Rumble there almost able to get free. Possession arrow favoring Nottingham, so that'll give them the ball back. Kylie Cooper to inbound. Cooper gives it over to Woods. Woods walking. What a move by Woods. Puts that one up. It does not go. Cooper back to Woods. Woods looking, driving, drew contact, and a foul against the North Stars.
And 11 seconds on the clock. We'll see if Nottingham will figure out a play up here, as they need to get some momentum going into the second quarter.
North Stars going to try to keep them up the scoreboard here for the rest of this quarter. Nottingham with the ball. The inbound from Cooper is tipped right back to her. And that's going to become CNS ball. I think it might have been touched in there by Nottingham, so that's why it's going to go to CNS.
It was also caught on the baseline by a Nottingham player.
They let the ball roll to save some clock. On over, Cook looks, finds Stockton. Stockton looks, back to Cook. Cook puts one up. It doesn't have the distance, and the attempt from Benedict did not go. And so that'll be it for quarter number one. North Stars lead 14-7 at the break. We will be back here in a moment on the Northstar Network. Do not go anywhere. We welcome you back here to the Northstar Network following that first quarter break. CNS with a 14-7 lead here as we head into the second. North Stars will start here on offense. And with that, we are underway here in the second quarter of action. Rumble gives over to Cook, back to Rumble. Rumble fakes a shot over to Benedict, puts one up there and drains it. And the North Stars lead expands to 10. Leah Benedict able to drop that one down. And there's a mistake by Nottingham. That pass just overthrown.
Yeah, Nottingham continues to be sloppy on defense, and CNS is starting to creep away with this one a little bit now.
I wouldn't be surprised, Ethan, if we see a timeout at some point here in the near future by Nottingham.
Yeah, Nottingham is really starting to struggle here. I would not be surprised to see a timeout for Nottingham and just try to figure something out here offensively.
Here's Cook. Gives it to Stockton. Stockton looking for it. And Nottingham picks it up. Possession arrow currently favors Nottingham, so they will get the ball. The officials here are going to get together about something.
But now the Nottingham defense is starting to struggle too, but they haven't figured anything out offensively. They got to figure something out now as they're down 10, and they're having trouble putting up 10 points right now.
Yeah, definitely an unexpected occurrence there for Nottingham, as their offense has certainly been great this year, but their defense as well has been particularly of note. And that's something we both expected, Ethan, going into this game, was that their defense was going to be the deciding factor.
Yeah, we knew that the Nottingham defense has decided most of their games. They've had a lot of, other than a couple, relatively close games, but they were all low scoring. But now CNS is an offense that is starting to figure them out, but Nottingham's offense has not been able to keep up with that.
Here's Pratt. Up to Woods. Woods drives in, looking, puts it up, And the North Star is able to get to it and keep it alive. And Cook jumps on it, and she's fouled. Aggressive play there by Kimora Woods, trying to get in there and get that ball away, but ultimately just too much contact in there. And so Rumble will bring this one up the court. Will survey her options. Steps over to her right, turns back, has it poked away briefly. It's still loose, and then gets kicked by one of the North Stars.
I think this is going to stay with Nottingham. I don't know if it's worth pointing out or not, but in Nottingham's last game, they gave up 16 points. CNS here has 17 early in the second quarter. So Nottingham's defense, definitely a little bit of a letdown so far. We'll see if their offense can wake up here.
That's certainly a bit of a breaking point for this game. They got to try to close this gap. Plenty of time left, and maybe they can do it here as the shot went up from Kimora Woods. No good, and the North Stars drive this up the court. Here's Rumble, puts it up and down, and the North Stars make it 19-7. And this pass is just way off the mark, and the North Stars get the ball right back.
And you can see Nottingham starting to get frustrated. They've had a lot of turnovers, and they've really been struggling just to make a pass right now. And CNS is starting to take advantage after their slow start.
Right over. The shot from Cook is good for three, and that'll make it 22-7. And the North Stars on a huge run. This pass nearly picked off by Benedict, trying to battle for it. Possession arrow currently favors CNS. We get the whistle, and officials are going to come together here. And the North Stars will take possession here.
And the North Stars have a chance to really blow this one open if you don't consider that this blown open yet. But Nottingham's a good team. They're not just going to go down, but it's definitely starting to become a problem defensively and the sloppy turnovers on offense.
Definitely a little surprised, though, Ethan, that we haven't seen a timeout from them yet to try to maybe change the momentum of this game.
Yeah, there has been a lot of clock stoppage, though, a lot of out of bounds and fouls, so they've had time to talk things over, but they definitely might want to take a timeout and try to draw something up here.
Stockton down over to Emmy Rumble. This one's put in. Opportunity for the North Stars. For three, it's Cook. That one's off the rim and rebounded by Nottingham. They'll bring it up the court. It's Sky Pratt. Pratt brings it forward. Gets harassed, and now we'll get a whistle and a foul against CNS.
Nottingham can close this out and make it single digits or 10 to 12 points at halftime. They'll have time to go look things over and try to find a way to get back into this, but they got to figure out a way to just clean some things up in offense. As you can see, almost every pass is a turnover right now, and that's definitely a big issue.
Here's Woods, gives it over to Sanchez, who puts it up and drains it. And Nottingham responding in a big way with a three of their own. And now CNS looking for a response. A deep three there from Benedict, and she drains it. And that'll make it 25-10.
And that's a killer for Nottingham. They get the three on offense and then immediately give up a deep one on the other end.
But the North Stars are going to pick up a foul here. A little too much contact from Elise Cook. Knocks down the Nottingham player. I believe that is number 3, Kimora Woods. And Woods, such a great producer so far on the year for Nottingham, but just hasn't been able to find a rhythm today.
Yeah, and that's definitely been the missing piece for Nottingham. They just haven't gotten their scorers involved so far. It'll be interesting to see how they try to get her involved later on in the game.
And now she'll try to get involved right here. That one's off the mark. And now Benedict looking up court for Cook. And she just kind of mishandled that one. And it bounces out of bounds, and it'll be Nottingham ball. Bringing it forward now is Woods. Cuts across the middle of the court looking for space. Makes a move, driving in, and that one's blocked there by Meadowworks.
And then maybe a little of a frustration foul there on the other end, trying to poke it free but couldn't. And now the North Stars again with a chance to extend their lead.
Nottingham definitely, Ethan, you can expect them to try to push just to get the ball in the basket, just try to get more points up on the board. Only 10 so far in this game. North Stars certainly eyeing to take advantage of that fact. Just over halfway left here in this second quarter. Benedict drives in. That one did not go. Her second attempt goes over to hoop and out. And now the other direction is Pratt. Pratt brings it forward. Makes a move. Looking for space. It's knocked out of bounds. And not Northstar ball. It's Nottingham ball.
It looks like originally the sideline ref wanted to call it CNS ball, but it looked like the other ones with Nottingham, and they'll keep it with Nottingham here. And we'll see if they can get some offense off an inbound. They haven't been able to yet.
They find Woods. What a jump by Woods to get to that ball, and the North Stars will pick up a shooting foul. And that'll send Woods to the line. It's going to be on Elise Cook, North Star's third foul of the quarter. Got to be a little careful here that they don't start giving a bonus to Nottingham. First shot up and good from Woods. Here's Kimora Woods' second attempt. And she knocks down both of them. Both of them swish straight through, and the North Stars lead cut to 13. Here's Benedict. Over to Rumble. Over to Benedict. Has time, fires a three, and drains it. Benedict seeming almost automatic from that position today.
And you just can't leave her that open. And now Nottingham again turns it over back to CNS.
And Kimora Woods there tried to save that one. Took a hard fall almost right into the bleachers, but able to walk it off. Here's Rumble. Brings it forward. Down low. To Emmy Rumble. Emmy Rumble puts that one up. Does not go. Benedict turns. Rumble. On in. Here's Wart. Steps by and gets it to go.
And that was just a good physical play for the North Stars. Again, the defender's a little bigger. Just gets in and finishes it.
North Stars closing in on a 20-point advantage. Let's see if Nottingham has something to say about it. Wards drives it in and does not get that one, but the second attempt by Woods goes through. And a timeout here called by Nottingham.
And it was a matter of time until they took one, but now we'll see what they do here with this break. Try to get a little bit of offense before halftime.
Yeah, Bulldogs taking that timeout. We will be back here in a moment on the Northstar Network. Do not go anywhere. We welcome you back here on the Northstar Network just in time for action to resume. For anyone interested in the Syracuse men's basketball game, Orange currently lead the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets 16-12 with 11:34 remaining in the first. And so, as we get ready to resume here, it'll be Wirtz on the inbound for CNS. Wirtz over the Rumble, and we resume. Just over 3 minutes left in the first half. Here's Cook, drops it over to Emmy Rumble. Rumble from the outside, gives it over to Avery Rumble. Back to Emmy Rumble. Now over to Avery Rumble, and Avery Rumble will shoot this one off the rim and out, and it's rebounded by Justice Moore.
And that's not a bad shot. If you're that open, you're going to take it. Nottingham's defense starting to sag. They've been kind of just sitting inside.
There's a three, and that one goes.
But this is what Nottingham needed. They just needed a couple to go, and now you're looking at possibly only being down by 8 or 9 points, or maybe even just a little less at halftime if you can get hot and knock down one or two more of those.
Sanchez knocking that one down. Here is Wirtz for CNS. Wirtz over the Rumble. Rumble over to the other Rumble, who puts that one up, and that does not go. We get a foul here on the North Stars. It's going to be their 4th of.
It looks like they're going to get a blocking foul called there. But now Nottingham has the momentum, and if you foul again, you're giving them a chance to keep cutting into your lead.
Caitlin Cly in the game for the North Stars, the freshman. Now here's Moore, walks up, and just kind of lost control of that one. I believe the North Stars able to get a deflection on that before it goes out. And so Nottingham will keep the ball. Kylie Cooper sends over to Moore. Moore cuts through, puts it up. Shooting foul against CNS.
And now Nottingham, that's the 5th foul on CNS, and they have a chance to cut it to 11 here. They just got to keep chipping away at that lead.
Yeah, we've slowly started to see Nottingham chip away at the North Star advantage. We were looking at an 18-point lead earlier. Now down to 13, as the first shot there for Moore is no good. There's her second shot. And that one is also no good. North Star's catching a break there. Battled for. It's picked up by Emmy Rumble. Nottingham will keep possession off the possession arrow.
But now the possession arrow back to CNS. If you can force another one of those, you'll get another possession here.
And there's a shot there from Woods. It was short. And a big collision onto the wall. Multiple Nottingham players there, all trying to save that one, fell into the wall. And so North Stars will bring it the other way. Here's Elise Cook. Up to Meadow Wirtz. Wirtz brings it forward. Over to Cook. Cook looks for options. Drives into the middle, has space, puts it up. It does not go, and it's deflected out of bounds.
And it looks
like the ball escapes the gym. There was no signal there from the official.
Yeah, I don't know whose ball it is, and now they're going to give it to Nottingham.
Yeah, it looks like the North Stars definitely able to get in and punch that one out of bounds. As here's Cooper, gives it away. Here's Emmy Rumble, up to Wirtz. Wirtz driving, gives it over. Cook from the side, that one off the rim and out, and now we get a foul. And that's the 3rd foul on Nottingham of this second quarter. 1:19 left. There's Benedict. Drives on in. Benedict finds Cook, puts up a 3, and gets it to go.
The driving kick for CNS has been lethal in the second quarter. And that's a killer for Nottingham as they're starting to claw back at that lead.
There's a shot from Nottingham. That one does not go. Wirtz trying to get to it. It was knocked out of bounds by Justice Moore, who looked like got clipped in the face there by Wirtz. Stockton in the game here for CNS. Wirtz comes out. Cook, 53 seconds remaining in the first half. Long over, back to Cook. Cook to Rumble, puts it up, and that one's off the rim and out. It was rebounded by Nottingham, but they lost the ball. It's now put up by Benedict. That does not go, and it stays with CNS. Coach Seichin there calling on a play. Here's Emmy Rumble from the side. Gives it over to Stockton. Back to Rumble. Rumble with space. Gives it over. And now, here's the shot from Cook. It is up and no good. But Cook gets her own rebound. And now drives on in. And that one's taken away by Nottingham. Here's a break. Moving on in. Pratt just puts up a mid-range jumper and gets it to go.
And that was giving way too much space there in transition. And now we'll see if CNS wants to put one up here.
And now Benedict fires it up and gets it to go for three. And that is how the first half will end. The North Stars lead by 17 going into the half.
And that last shot is crushing for Nottingham. You were starting to give yourself a chance in the second half, and now you go in down 17, almost right back where you were at that 18-point gap eventually.
Yeah, but a bit of a mistake there, Ethan, by Nottingham, letting the North Stars get all that room to go up the court with so little time left. And we've said it earlier that Benedict's just been automatic with the threes today, and that one, no problem, off the backboard and in. And so with that here, we will head to halftime. North Stars lead 36-19. We'll be back here in about 10 minutes on the Northstar Network. Do not go anywhere. We welcome you back here on the Northstar Network for second half action. Northstars currently lead Nottingham 36-19. I'm Killian Heffron, joined alongside by Ethan Hanson. Very opposite to what we expected there in the first half, Ethan, with the Northstars offense really taking control in the game that we thought was going to be defined by Nottingham's defense.
Yeah, we knew Nottingham's offense would be a struggle. It kind of, for the most part, has been most of the season. We know that their defense always keeps them in games, but it definitely has been surprising to see CNS's offense do so well against this Nottingham defense.
Let's have a look at some of the stats here for Nottingham and CNS. Total points this year, Northstars 259, Nottingham 381. Points allowed, Northstars 223, Nottingham 237. Total three-pointers, Northstars 33, Nottingham 12. Divisional record, Northstars 2-0. And Nottingham 1-0, and overall record CNS sitting at 3-2, Nottingham at 6-1. We would also like to thank our sponsor, Marzullo's Landscaping. Head on over to them for your landscaping needs. Second half action just about ready to go. Ethan, what do you think is going to be the key here for the Northstars to shut down Nottingham and take control of this game firmly?
I think they need to just keep being aggressive on offense. It's worked really well in that second quarter. If they can just continue doing that, I think they'll have a great chance to not only put this game away, but maybe even break it open even more.
So with that, we are ready to go. Final messages from the coaching staffs. And it'll start Nottingham ball.
And it's important for Nottingham to go on a little run here to start the half, as this clock...
No, I lied. It's CNS ball.
The clock runs down quick in high school basketball. If you don't make this a 10 to 12 point game, by the time the fourth quarter starts, it's going to be a really hard struggle to get back into it.
Nottingham with 16 minutes remaining of game time to get this one back. And tied up, 17-point deficit they face. Northstar starting off looking to widen it. Here's Cook, down low to Stockton, back to Cook, over to Rumble. Rumble finds Wirtz, over to Cook. Cook for three, and she got it. And the Northstars go up by 20. Not the ideal way to start there if you're Nottingham.
Yeah, and defensively there's not much more they could have done. They played good defense there. I don't think many were expecting a shot to be taken from that far back, but now you see another sloppy turnover right back where they left off in that second quarter.
Here's Rumble, puts that one up, might have gotten swiped by Nottingham. Coach Seichen wanting a foul.
And we'll see if Nottingham can get a little hot here now.
And that one's picked off there by Benedict. So again, sloppy turnovers by Nottingham.
The turnovers just continuing to pile up, and CNS has been taking advantage of that as they're starting to run up the score a little bit on Nottingham, which not many teams have been able to do this year.
And that pass goes through and gets picked off. And now the other way, here comes the Bulldogs moving on in. That one by Pratt, foul called against CNS. And she will go to the line for two. It's Kylie Stockton, the sophomore, picking up the foul. First shot from Sky Pratt is no good, off the rim and out. Second attempt. And that one is also no good. A rebound there grabbed by Nottingham, and they will surround this ball. Possession arrow favoring the Bulldogs, so they'll stay with it. The Northstar is able to bend, not break so far here on this defensive stand. And it'll be Kylie Cooper on the inbound.
We'll see if Nottingham can score off this inbound.
Here's a shot from Woods. That one doesn't have the distance. And now here's Pratt putting one up. That got blocked. A bunch of North Stars jumping in there to try and get that one. Turning away, and that's a great pass up court.
And they have numbers here now, too.
Here's Stockton. Puts that one up and gets it to go. 41-19. And Nottingham comes back the other way with speed. Here's Pratt. Up court. Giving on over to Woods. Driving. Putting it up. No. And then the rebound there from Justice Moore goes in. And then that will narrow the lead back to 20.
Both teams have gotten a lot of offensive rebounds, but Nottingham really, up until that point, not been able to convert many of them.
Wirtz shooting there from the foul line. That one did not go. Here's Stockton. Back to Wirtz. An open three. And that one's off the rim and out. Now Benedict for three. That one did not go. One of the rare three-point misses she's had today. She's been very strong at the line.
Yeah, that one was a little more contested and probably had time to try to get something a little easier. But now another transition offense for CNS.
And that one is swatted down there by Moore, but a foul called against Nottingham. And so now to shoot from the free-throw line are the North Stars. It is Kylie Stockton. And that shot is it is good. And the second attempt there is no good, but it's rebounded by Benedict. Benedict to Stockton. Over to Rumble. Sends it down. That's knocked away. Whistle and a foul called against Nottingham. I believe it's on the reach in there, Ethan.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get Nottingham for a reach in, and that's just another like basic, almost fundamental thing in basketball. They just haven't been able to get many rebounds for Nottingham, and then just the turnovers and the cheap fouls now, and that's just what's allowed CNS to keep the lead they've had for as long as it's been up there.
Here's Benedict over to Rumble and to Wirtz. Wirtz puts that up, it gets blocked. And it comes the other way. Here's Woods driving on in, puts it up, and that one is knocked down. And so Kimura Woods. Here's Benedict the other direction.
If Nottingham's going to get back into this game, they're going to need more of that from their best player. If she can get going, Nottingham will have a chance to come back.
Stockton drains the three from the corner.
But it doesn't matter what you do if your offense gets going. This is definitely the worst defensive performance from Nottingham all year.
And that one did not go. Yeah, but Ethan, like you were saying, just the Nottingham defense just has not had a response. Benedict fighting through to get leverage.
They've had a slow game offensively.
Rumble's three is good.
Then again on defense, they're going to leave a wide open shooter in the corner. That's happened a couple times already in this third quarter.
Yeah, Ethan, while you were trying to complete that thought there, the North Stars just kept capitalizing on little mistakes by Nottingham, and that kind of ties back into what you said. It's just not been a strong performance today from the Bulldogs, and here things come the other way. The easy layup is good, and the wheels falling off for the Bulldogs.
It's almost just been a slower game on defense for Nottingham. They've had trouble closing out passes and then getting back on defense as CNS has had those open threes. They've had time to get them set up, and then also those transition plays on offense just have a lot more time for CNS to get them to develop.
And so we'll get a substitution here for CNS. Coming into the game is Emily Rumble. Coming out is Avery Rumble. So the two sophomores swapping. And here is Sky Pratt to shoot some free throws. Looking to get back up to a 25-point deficit. First one is rimming out. And the second shot is comically long pause from me there. And that shot did not go. And then the rebound comes through, and Nottingham puts that one by. And so a chance to make it a three-point play here for the Bulldogs.
And that would cut the lead to 24. Definitely, I'd probably say out of time here, barring a miracle run offensively for Nottingham. But the physicality on offense for Nottingham has still been there. They just haven't been able to get anything going with the turnovers. But when they have gotten stuff going, they've been somewhat efficient. It seems like every possession either ends in a turnover or a basket right now for Nottingham.
Here's Cook. Stockton. Wirtz driving in, putting it up, and getting it to go. And the North Stars jump out to a 52-26 lead. Sent down, here's a shot there from Cooper, did not go. Moore battling for it, puts it up, did not go, tries again, got that one to go. And we get a timeout here by Nottingham. Still only Nottingham taking timeouts today, Ethan. We haven't seen a single timeout called by head coach Rob Seichin so far for the North Stars.
Yeah, and they've played really well. I think that's part of it. But Nottingham has also, I feel like they haven't taken the time they've really needed to get something going. It seems like they've really just been using fouls and the time between quarters to figure stuff out offensively. But now they're starting to use those timeouts to their advantage, but it seems like it might be too little too late.
3:20 left in the third quarter. CNS up 52-28. Starting to see a bit of a pushback here from Nottingham. North Stars not as dominant as they were a few minutes ago, but
yeah,
what's it going to take here for Nottingham to really turn the tide and get the, I believe it's 26 or 20, yeah, 24 points. 24 points they need to get back into this one.
They're just really they're going to need to speed up a lot on defense. The CNS has gotten a lot of open threes. And they weren't just like open. They were not just catch and shoot threes. They would get the pass, set their feet, shoot, and they would still have time. And at the start of the game, the first 4 or 5 minutes, when it was only like 4-3, every single time CNS passed the ball, they had about a quarter of a second to either shoot or pass again before they were being heavily guarded. But Nottingham has just kind of slowed down on defense, and it's allowed CNS to run up the score.
And now it is time for us to resume play. And so here comes Benedict up the court. Looking, hands it off to Cook. Cook drives forward, over to Emmy Rumble. Rumble to Benedict. Benedict drives on in, has a lane, puts it up, and gets it to go. 54-28. Nottingham coming back the other way. That pass nearly overthrown, and a foul on Wirtz.
A little bit of contact there on the sideline. Only the third for CNS, though, so that's not a killer foul.
It looked like Wirtz just kind of stepped in there. And so now the freshman, Madison Eaton, getting into the game. Eaton into the game here for the North Stars. It's Sky Pratt. Pratt making a move. Cuts over, drives in, puts it up, draws a foul, and gets it to go, and one for Nottingham.
And that was a nice play for Nottingham. The offense is starting to wake up here, but late in this third quarter, it's going to take a lot of that to get back into this and maybe make a very late push.
Pratt. And that one dances on the rim for quite a while and then falls in. I mean, there was a whistle there. And so it'll be North Star ball. Unsure what the infraction committed was. Some clarification there from Coach Seichin. And this is brought forward. Here is Stockton. Was looking for Benedict, now finds Benedict, drives in, has to get rid of it, and it's turned over. Nottingham comes the other direction. Good job by Nottingham swarming her.
And this is what we were expecting from Nottingham defensively. They're starting to show that physicality.
Kylie Cooper gets that one to go. Here's Rumble. On over to Cook. Cook turns, looking, Thought about giving it to Stockton, now gives it to Eaton. Over to Stockton, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Foul drawn there.
And now the lead's down to 21. If Nottingham can make this 15 or even like 12, that might be a bit of a stretch, but somewhere in like the 15 range. It's not completely over yet.
Still a whole quarter and some extra left to go. You gotta imagine the North Stars are gonna start trying to drain the clock. This is brought forward. Here's Eaton. Gives it on over. Here's Rumble, stepping. And commits a violation there.
And get called for a double dribble, trying to set up a shot there.
And it's a double dribble against the North Stars. And now Cooper inbounds it to Pratt. Pratt brings it forward. Looking for options. Gives it over to Sanchez. Sanchez over to Woods. Woods driving, looking, and a travel called against Woods. And now moving forward is Benedict. 1:25 left to go in the third quarter. Benedict turns over to Cook. Now Stockton turning over to Benedict. Benedict walks in, tries the pass, did not go.
And that was a sloppy play for CNS. It just kind of took it inside and tried to make a pass that wasn't there.
Woods trying to make him pay. And North Star's able to block that one down. Comes Stockton the other direction. We get a whistle foul against Nottingham.
Looks like they're going to get him for a reach there. And that's the fourth on Nottingham, but there is only 50 seconds left in the quarter.
CNS would love to expand their lead here to 23 or 24. They'll try for 24. The shot did not go. Shot attempt from Emmy Rumble, who has it again. Rumble to Benedict, looking for space. Has 24 seconds to shoot, plenty of time. She'll elect to drive in and do it all herself, and that one will make it a 23-point game, 56-33. And now this is sent forward. Here's Woods. And that one did not go. It'll stay with Nottingham. .4 in the third quarter.
Nottingham does have to take a shot. Shot clock does not reset there on a foul.
And they'll drive in. Woods puts that one up, and the rim says no. And the second try there by Moore did not go. Woods battling for it. North Stars will get called for the foul. And so now here is.
Now the shot clock does reset, so we'll see if Nottingham just wants to run out the clock here in the third quarter.
You'd imagine, Ethan, that with a deficit such as this, though, they would try here too. And it looks like it's actually going to be foul shots, because that was the North Stars' fifth foul of the quarter. So we'll see here if they try, or how aggressively they try to rebound this ball. Maybe get some extra points here before the end of the third quarter. The first shot is up from Woods, and it is no good. Off the rim, backboard, and back out. Second attempt. And that one is good. And so that'll bring it to 22 points. Here's Benedict driving up the court. 20 seconds left. Makes her way in. Stops. Looks. Surveys options. Finds Cook. Cook turning. Gives on over to Emmy Rumble. Rumble. Down over. Here's Eaton. Walks in. Looking. Has to dump it off. And that one was barely held in by the North Stars. An opportunity for Nottingham. But the time will expire. And that is the end of the third quarter of action. 56-34. We will be back here in a moment on the Northstar Network. Don't go anywhere. We welcome you back here on the Northstar Network. A little update for those of you that know about the varsity hockey game ongoing, which you can find broadcasted live on Syracuse.com. North Stars and West Genesee tied at 0 in the first period in that matchup. And that concludes our around CNS little update there. North Stars inbound it, and fourth quarter underway. CNS leads by 22, looking to close this one down. Here's Stockton. As Eaton over to Benedict. Benedict drives on in, puts it up. That one off the backboard and out. And Nottingham comes the other direction. Moving on forward is Pratt. Pratt turns back, looking for room. And that pass, I don't know if that was just mishandled or if it was inaccurate, but it forced Nottingham to reset. That's put up. A design play there by Nottingham. The tall Justice Moore using her height there to snag down that pass and put that one through to make it a 20-point game. And now from the side is Rumble. That one rim and out. And now Nottingham the other direction, moving on forward. It's Woods, steps in and gets that one to go. And that'll make it an 18-point game.
And now Nottingham's cut it down to 18. It's still a bit of a stretch for them to win this one, where they're definitely showing a lot of fight right now in the fourth quarter.
The North Stars, the manpower advantage, but they can't get that one to go. They had 4-on-2 there, but we're just unable to get that through. Could be a costly mistake. Let's see. It's handed on over for 3. That one did not go. The attempt there by Zanaya Esco. And then the shot there from Moore goes on in. And we're down to a 16-point game. Big start here from Nottingham. Benedict turning, looking over. Down low, here's Eaton. Eaton tries for 3, and she gets it, but it's only for 2. She stepped in there to the arc a little bit.
That front foot was definitely on the line, but a big shot for CNS to make it back to an 18-point lead.
And now here's a shot the other direction. Looking for 3 there was Woods. Couldn't get that. Now the North Stars on a break. Moving up forward. And that one did not go. Benedict tries to rebound and gets it to go. And a timeout called. I believe this timeout was called by CNS? Question mark. We'll find out here after the break. Yes, it was called by CNS. So we'll find out here after the brief intermission. North Stars lead 60-40 with 5:49 left in the fourth quarter. We're back here in the Northstar Network. 5:49 left in the fourth quarter. North Stars up by 20. We had a good run there from Nottingham, but CNS able to hit some important insurance points to keep the lead seemingly out of reach. 5:43 left. Nottingham looking for a last-minute comeback. And this is brought forward, but taken away by Nottingham. Here's Moore. Going to use her height to get in, and a travel called there on Justice Moore.
That's a costly turnover.
And for those of you curious about the North Stars boys ice hockey game, they just gave up a goal, 1-0 West Genesee in the first period. Meanwhile, this one's nearly picked up by Moore. On the scramble for it, And we get a whistle here, a possession arrow favoring Nottingham, but it won't matter because there's a timeout called by Rob Seichin. Good, smart timeout.
Yeah, good use of the timeouts. When you have them left to use, you might as well keep possession for your team.
So the North Stars take the timeout. 60-40 our score. We'll be back here in a moment on the Northstar Network. Do not go anywhere. We welcome you back here on the Northstar Network. 60-40 our score. Northstar as a girls basketball looking to close out this one. 5:24 left. All right, once again, Northstar's in the white, Nottingham in the orange. This is battled for now by CNS, brought on in by Stockton, gives it on over to Eaton, whose shot does not go. There goes the other way. Here comes Nottingham up the court. It's Kimura Woods. Hands it on over to Esho. Down low. Played, put on over. Making a move, charging in. That one, shot goes up, no. Foul called on the North Star, so some foul shots for Zanaya Esco.
And this can cut it inside of 20, but with 4:56 left, it's going to be pretty much over here for Nottingham.
First foul of the quarter between both teams here. The shot is up and good. So Nottingham will make one of two, cut it to 19. And up the court comes Rumble. He gives it back over to Wirtz. Wirtz gets into trouble, has to find an option. It's given away. Opportunity now. Woods puts it up and drains it. Down to 17. North Star seemingly struggling to keep pace here. Wirtz.
Yep. Nottingham playing very inspiring here in this fourth quarter. Is now a turnover for CNS, and they're giving Nottingham the slightest chance right now, the way they've played in this fourth quarter.
It's a costly giveaway there, as Nottingham can knock this to either a 15-point deficit or a 14-point deficit. Let's see what they do. Here's Pratt around the outside. North Star's not really pressuring. They're on the three-point line, but they'll get that one to go. But a foul against Nottingham will stop it. Emmy Rumble comes on out. Leah Benedict's back into the game. One of the biggest impact players today for the North Stars, who have had several.
And a wide open play.
And down low, and now a double dribble called against Kylie Stockton. Some costly mistakes here for CNS. They're burning clock, but definitely a little more competitive than they would have hoped here in this fourth quarter. Here's Pratt looking for an option. Pratt gives it on over. Back to Pratt. Shoots. She was inside the three-point line, but the shot does not go, so it doesn't matter. It comes out the other way, and it's turned over. Here's Woods driving on in. Woods puts her head down and puts the shot up and gets it to go.
And now it's down to 15.
Just put her head down there and just drove in. And North Star, they thought North Stars called a timeout, and apparently they didn't. Brought forward, here's Benedict. Giving on over for three. The shot is no good there from Eaton. And now it's taken the other way. Here comes Nottingham moving up the court. It's Sky Pratt driving in. Big impact there, comes back the other way. North Stars now on a break. They'll look to maybe take some time off the clock. Sent down, that's picked off, and another turnover. Nottingham getting the opportunities, just not able to execute. This one's put up, a foul called. I believe it is against Nottingham. Timeout here called, and I believe it's by, so it's a CNS timeout. We'll be back here in a moment on the Northstar Network. Do not go anywhere. We welcome you back here on the Northstar Network. 2:53 left in the fourth. CNS up 60-45. But Nottingham making a big push and a lot of mistakes by the Northstars in the form of turnovers and other costly errors that are just kind of costing them for this fourth quarter.
And you can see Nottingham is still playing physical defense. They're not ready to lay down yet, but it's getting close to that point.
They got 2:44 left here to close the gap, and that was another near mistake there by the Northstars. That one was tipped, nearly taken away by Sky Pratt. Here's Avery Rumble over to Benedict, has 7 seconds to shoot. Benedict drives, puts the shot up, but a foul called against Nottingham. And so Nottingham picks up their second on the quarter. And so Benedict to shoot. First try by Benedict is up, and it is good. And that'll extend it to 16. Second free throw is up, and that one is also good. That'll make it a 17-point lead. Northstar's lead expanding.
And I would say Nottingham probably out of this one by now, but they're still playing very hard.
Yeah, if they want any shot, they gotta start hitting threes. They can't be relying on these two-pointers that they've gone off of. Time dwindling off the clock here as Pratt looks for options. At the top of the arc, drives on in, giving on over, the shot, no good. Northstars pick it up the other way. Benedict was looking to kill some clock, but immediately pressed there by Kylie Cooper. And now pressed again by Cooper.
Almost steps out off the back line there, but keeps it in.
Yeah, very close call. Benedict looking on over. Driving in, that one goes out of bounds. Northstar ball. .139 left. 10 seconds on the shot clock. We'll see what Benedict does with it. Motioning to, and looking, has to get that one out. And he finds Cook, who has it immediately taken away, no whistle.
And that one was close to being a 5-second there on CNS, but they are able to get it in.
Rob Seitchin will take the timeout. 62-45 our score, 1:37 left to go in the fourth quarter. We'll be back here in a moment. We're back here on the Northstar Network. Just wanted to take another opportunity to thank our sponsor, Marzullo Landscaping, as we await the resumption of play. Benedict to inbound it. Shot clock at 7. Wirtz tries to slap that one down, doesn't get it. It goes the other way. Driving in, making a move. Sent to the middle. Shot put up and good by Justice Moore. Shrinks the lead back to 15. 1:23 left to go. North Stars here. Got to be looking to just kill clock. Just waste time. Moving on in. Foul on Nottingham. Head coach Rapp Station calling out some plays before the inbound by Benedict, who takes control of it. Benedict drives in, looking, turning, putting one up, and it is good. 64-47, 1:03 left to go. North Stars sending everybody back. There's Nottingham. Pratt carries it in, looks to the outside, off the foot of the, I believe that was Esco. And that one will get put in there by Kimura Woods. 40 seconds left. Woods brings it up the court.
And Nottingham with a press there. Still playing hard like it was a close game.
Benedict. And that's taken away by Nottingham, but they immediately whack it out of bounds, so it'll save it to North Stars. 31.6 left on the clock. And now looking to inbound it is Meadow Wirtz. North Star's been getting close to a 5-second violation last couple times. Not close there. North Stars do still have to take a shot. This one's given over to Wirtz. Wirtz cuts in, and that should ice it if it wasn't iced already. 66-49, back to 17. And here comes Nottingham driving on in. That's put up. No good. North Stars looking to recover it. Still battled for by Woods. Great job by Woods to fight for that one, and a foul called against CNS. And it is on Avery Rumble. So Rumble there, I believe, has fouled out. I believe the announcement was that was her 5th. 12.2 on the clock. That one's put up. Battling for. Shot goes up. No good. North Stars take possession. Benedict looking, still looking. Now we'll dump it off to Cook. Sends it up to Emmy Rumble. Rumble up, and that is the end of the game. The North Stars take down the Nottingham Bulldogs 66-49 and improve to 4-2 on the season. Nottingham will fall to 6-2 on the year. Ethan, what was your big takeaway there from how that finish went?
I just thought it was the way CNS was able to attack Nottingham's defense. That was one of their worst performances of the season defensively for Nottingham. 49 for Nottingham usually is enough to win for them, but CNS just attacked that defense aggressively, and it worked as they were able to put up a big number on them.
Yeah, North Star offense, several key contributors today. But the biggest thing, Ethan, I think, was their ability to constantly hit three-pointers. And that was what really put this one aside. As Nottingham, they were able to keep pace with the twos, but just the three game was just not there for Nottingham today. North Stars were able to beat them in that regard, and that really contributed to how they grew their lead because Nottingham just could not respond.
Yeah, and the CNS, the three-pointers were definitely the big difference, as Nottingham didn't make many of those at all. It might have only been one or two, but CNS was just lethal from three in that second and third quarter, and that was able to get them to win.
All right, so with that, we will say farewell here from Cicero-North Syracuse High School. North Stars take down Nottingham 66-49. We will see you all next time on the Northstar Network. Once again, we will thank our sponsor, Marzullo Landscaping. And with that, we will say goodbye here from the Northstar Network. North Stars take down Nottingham 66-49.